Minnesota isn't known for its fear. People from other states, they look at us, they see the weather, the ice, the snow, the harsh conditions, the cold, and they ask themselves, why do you people live there? And we answer, because of the bounty, because of what Minnesota has to offer, because of how it rewards grit and determination and perseverance and virtue. At least these things used to be considered virtues. Now we're told that they're privileges that we need to check and apologize for. And instead of being encouraged to keep fear at bay, we're encouraged to embrace it, to take a perverse comfort in it, to cower, to cover, to remain inside, to remain apart, to stay away, to keep our distance. Just doesn't sound like the America you and I grew up in, does it? You think about the sense of life that we used to have in this state, the sense of community, the freedom to travel, and the sense of unity, of truly being one Minnesota, where you could go from outstate into the Twin Cities. You could take your kids to the Science Museum or the Children's Museum, and you could enjoy a weekend, enjoy a day, and not have a care in the world, not have to worry about crime, not have to worry about restrictions, regional municipal restrictions on what you must wear or what papers you must produce. That sense of life, which is quintessential to freedom, has been taken from us by Governor Tim Walz and his Democrat Party. We've been told that we're all in this together, but it certainly hasn't felt that way, as one man has made all of the decisions regarding whether or not we can work, whether we can send our children to school, whether or not we can go outside and breathe free, whether or not we can engage in commerce and relationship with our neighbors and be part of our community. As we've been balkanized, as we've been divided and separated into the clean and the unclean, the holy and the unholy. And we've been turned against each other and had our state balkanized. There's the locked in and the cast out. And those are the two groups. Which one do you find yourself in? Neither one is particularly welcoming. Neither one belongs in a state like Minnesota. It's time for things to change. They can and they will. My name's Walter Hudson. I'm a city council member in Albertville, and I think it's time to step up and try to provide some leadership down in St. Paul, because I'm sick and tired of a government that doesn't respect us enough to take our opinions seriously, a government that only pretends to listen as it goes through the motions of having committee hearings and deliberations on the floor, when in actuality, the real policy, the real decision making, the real budget priorities are all set behind closed doors with the governor and select legislative leaders. Your opinion doesn't matter one tittle, one squat. They couldn't possibly care less. But that can change. It can change if you demand it changes. And it can change if we send people to St. Paul who have the conviction to stand up to the system and propose bold reforms that put the power back in the hands of the people. I'm running to renew hope, to restore pride. There used to be pride in being a Minnesotan, pride in being an American, the idea that anything is possible and that our way of life is a better way of life, and we don't need to apologize for it. We don't need to check our privilege. We need to be grateful for the advantages that have been gifted us through the grace of God and the grace of those who have been in our lives and chosen to love us and care for us, and that we choose to love and care for. These things are not something that anybody should be called upon to apologize for. They are things that we should be grateful for and that we should promote for the next generation, and that we should leave an environment of liberty and freedom so that our children will be able to benefit from the same bounty that we've been able to enjoy. But those opportunities are being dried up on purpose by Governor Tim Walz and his Democrat Party, because they do not believe in the sense of life that made Minnesota what it was prior to the pandemic. They saw the rise of this virus as an opportunity to fundamentally transform the state. If you believe we deserve better, if you share my conviction that we will have it, that the system must change, that the institutions must be reformed fundamentally, and that power must be restored to the people, then it's my hope that you'll support my campaign to be your next state representative in St. Paul. Visit hudsonformn.com for more information about my campaign. That's hudsonformn.com. And if you're a delegate or alternate to the Republican Party of Wright County Convention, I'll see you there this Saturday, February 19th, where I'll be seeking your endorsement to represent you as state representative.